Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of the West Chamber Pop-Up. I am here today with Matt Scherer, and we're going to get to talking to him on some very interesting items in just a second. I do want to remind you that this week is Entrepreneurs Week here in San Antonio. So there's a ton of activities going on. I'll give a shout out to Lift Fund and to a couple of other groups like PTAC and Launch SA. I can't forget Launch SA because they are actually having a series of events this week, just especially for those entrepreneurs. They will be hosting a series of meetings with business owners who would like to tell their stories and their trials and tribulations and what have you. So it's a good opportunity to stop into those classes. All those classes are listed on Facebook. We have shared them through the West San Antonio Chamber, so you can find that information there. Also coming up on July 17th, don't forget our council check-in. This council check-in features 4 different council members, 2 new and 2 that are established. It's going to be fabulous. I am going to have State Representative Ray Lopez co-host that event with me. So we're going to be able to ask some really intense questions from these council people. So we want to make sure that you stop in, possibly get a sponsorship, help support our series. And also, so here we go. Matt, thank you so much for being here with me.
My pleasure.
I was just about to mention the communication strategies course. Tell me, now, this is going on July 25th.
Right. So this will be our 4th class.
Yes, your 4th
Don
class.
Gleason and I were both active West Chamber members, and we kind of help people look at the insight to what they need to be more successful, not only in personal communications, but also in social media. And as more and more people are using LinkedIn, we're finding that there's a lot of things that cross over from traditional communications processes to LinkedIn.
Absolutely.
So having Don Gleason, who is got to be one of the ultimate experts on that, plus when you look at his military resume with being a former base commander at Offutt Air Force Base and some of the other things he's done. He's a very impressive person, and he's just the most humble guy that I've ever met. He never wears that retired colonel, but if you get to know him, he's definitely a guy that you want to know and be part of. And to have you guys as a sponsor is just a blessing for us.
No, we love having you, and we always talk about you and Don and how it's so nice to have a variety of coaches. If you don't connect with one, as a business owner, entrepreneur, you know you're going to connect with the other one. So that's July 25th, and we're going to host that at the AT&T Center for Information Technology, which is at St. Mary's University on Culebra and Rattler Drive. Just as soon as you drive in the gate, you're going to see that building. We'll have all sorts of signage. So that's wonderful that that's coming up.
I'm excited to go back to St. Mary's. That's a lot of great entrepreneurs that come out of that school.
Oh yes, and that room is very comfortable. We'll have some St. Mary's staff and students join us also. So it's just a great learning environment.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. And I know that's in the morning, and we made some adjustments in our schedule so we could both be there.
Absolutely.
I'm
so
excited.
We appreciate that. But that is not the reason why we're here.
No, that's true.
Okay. So let's touch on a couple of things. I'd like for you to share a little bit about LinkedIn and why you feel that helps business owners.
That's a really good question, and I'll be very succinct to the point. When people get referred to other people, like if I was to say, you want to talk to Christy Valenzuela or Veronica Lopez at the Chamber, they're going to look at your LinkedIn profile. And so what it says is like a talking billboard about your capabilities, but also gets more complex because you're also looking at what did other people say about you? Okay, what are you contributing to the community? So all these things kind of tie into every business person. I work with business people all the time. I'm working with a banker right now. I'd love to work with more West Chamber members. You know, I'm not the I'm not trying to be the coach for them. I just want to talk to them about how they can implement um, LinkedIn into their strategy. And I would love to work with other coaches besides my friend Don, because it's all about how can I help you help others.
Absolutely. Well, I know that when we first met, you came to our office, sat Veronica and I down, and we went through our LinkedIn profiles.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize that we were doing it wrong this whole time. We had no idea. We just thought, hey, I filled out the blanks. The information is there. I'm done, right? The job is over. Everyone just message me and send me a connection link. That was wrong. But I know when you described the purpose of the fields and how they would appear, it's like a study. I mean, you really learn the ins and outs.
It's the process of a book, and it's in the process of, for one book, which I've written called LinkedIn for Military, but now it's the next book, which is more about LinkedIn for learners. I would say the constant learner. So people of all phases of life, that are going back to school, thinking about school. Yes. How do I maximize my school?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I love working with you guys. I said, this is what I think. You guys listen to it, and it's like I was watching a bird just fly away, little bird, and there you are, just like, okay.
And it works.
And it works. Thank you. And I'm hearing you saying that it works makes my day.
No, it definitely does. Now, what I do think people need to be aware of is when you want to connect with somebody, no matter who it is or what their level, if they're a CEO or if they're a retired military person, it doesn't matter. You've told us we should, out of courtesy, send them a message.
So can I take it to a step further?
Absolutely.
So obviously the note's important, but putting the purpose behind the note, because I get a lot of connection requests from people that are like, they're trying to sell me something, and it's like, please. I got my own SEO client, I've got my own HR. Why do you think I want to buy from you? Let's build a relationship. So define your purpose for a relationship with people, and you'll find that more people will connect with you that way.
Absolutely. And we can see that in this town, all around San Antonio. People want to build that relationship before they do anything with you.
It's not just San Antonio, I respect San Antonio because I've been an adopted Texican of over 24 years. I'm going on my 25th anniversary next year. Mm-hmm. But I respect the process, and I respect what people expect, and it's about relationships. You don't sell things to people just right out of the gate. You have to build a relationship. So
that's right.
That's one of the things we've talked about, and I think that's one of the things that we will be talking more of in this upcoming event. And really, it's like the personalities. Everybody's got a different personality. So some people, hey, I'm ready to buy it from you, but it's just determining what's the personality style what's the communication strategy that you want to use.
Yes, that's good. And I feel the same way, and I always have. We need to talk about it a little bit more. Let me know about you. Once you and I build that relationship, then I'm more open, or it has to be okay to say no. No, thank you, I'm not interested, but maybe we can find something else to connect on.
I think it's not only that, but it's like a lot of people understand that maybe I already have a lawyer or a CPA, or maybe I have that, but it's like I want to know more about you and what makes you different, because maybe the person I have as my CPA or my lawyer or my personal coach, they work for me, but they may not work for others. So it's like, okay, tell me about you, because I will probably come across somebody that can use your services. And I think a lot of people think, well, I've got to do this, but it takes time.
Yes.
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah, we have to have that patience. So something else that I'm excited about is the class that you're teaching for those high schoolers. I love that you've actually taken that on, because that's tough.
I could spend an hour talking about this, but I'll put it down to about 35 seconds. Okay. Number one, high school kids need guidance. Mm-hmm. Number two, some people believe that the high school teachers are giving them the guidance, but they really don't know much about LinkedIn. So that's the purpose of the book, and that's the purpose of the workshop. I'm hoping that we can do a workshop at the end of the summer for kids that are from some of the lower income districts like South Sands, Harlandale, and those kind of places where you've got really bright kids. You invited me out to the Edgewood ISD event. I was just impressed with those kids, but it's like, how do I help them tell their story, and how do I help them find their mentors? Because people want it. Like Hillary Clinton says, it takes a village. Well, you got to build that relationship to find that village.
That's right. And just for those folks, so you can have a better understanding of this. Look, I have a teenager. I also have a 27-year-old. And I know that when they were getting ready when my oldest was getting ready to get into the workforce, this was something that I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known to work on this more succinctly with him, and that would have told his story. We all have a story to tell, and we need to do it in just such a way that we can get to the point immediately and target those industries and that audience that we want. So what if we can do it for our kids immediately as they're in high school? So this is the class that we're kind of talking about, and we'll be able to give you information on how to get involved and how to get in touch with Matt. So go ahead, Matt.
I really appreciate the opportunity, because I see you guys, I see the West Chamber as the organization that drives change within the community. And I really value my relationship with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot that you noticed that, and we're trying to really work on those different things. So, okay, tonight, I'm really excited about this, and normally I'm not really excited about going to whether it's a book reading or a review or, I'll just read it online later when I have time, because I have a bunch of stuff to do. But this one really got my attention.
Mark Scherer is an amazing person, and I've been fortunate to have a little bit of a working relationship with him. And he invited me in March to go up to South by Southwest to have breakfast with him. If you know me, I hate the idea of going to Austin at any time of day, especially during South by Southwest. But it was Mark Scherer, so I got up before breakfast and got up there, and we had breakfast, and we had a lovely conversation. At the end of it, he says, I'm coming to San Antonio in June. I would like to do something for your friends or colleagues. And I said, yeah, let's do it. And this is what you're going to get from tonight. You're going to look at social media not just as it's the human element of social media that most people don't talk about, which is how to interact with. We've kind of talked about it, but he's really the expert.
Yes.
And he also introduces me to the idea of raving fans. So I know that Sarah Hobson, who's on your staff,
yes,
she's what I would consider one of my raving fans. How do I help Sarah tell my story? Because it's more credible when Sarah tells people that I'm really that guy that you want to talk to for LinkedIn and social media coaching. So that's the part that people will get from tonight. So I'm really looking forward to having as many West Chamber members as they can find it. It's at the Geekdom Event Center, which is at 132 Soledad, yes. So please come early, and we look forward to seeing you, and we're hoping that we have a nice turnout for tonight, because it'll be worth your time.
And is there a fee for that?
No charge.
No charge. So there you go. Learning. Remember, we always talk about self-development and the fact that we need that growth from within. We always need to focus on that on a daily basis. And I'm sure many of the business owners out there are saying, I don't have time, I have a meeting. Move your meetings. You need to be here for this, because we have those opportunities to grow and learn from each other, and this is one of those prime opportunities. You know that I don't steer you in the wrong place, and it's key that you're always learning with other good people. So in order to make that connection and to network, and we're not throwing around the word networking loosely here, this is very focused networking. Social media is key. We need to learn how to use it the right way, especially some of us that are a little bit older. Some of those interactions need to be more thought out. So just as a description, so on the corner of Soledad and, let's see, what is this, Houston Street, you'll see Rosella's. As a matter of fact, we're here at Rosella's right now enjoying this wonderful cup of coffee and a drink. So what you do is behind Rosella's, there is a parking garage. We all know that as the city parking building, but it's actually the Rand building. And you can go in there, park, there's 8 floors, and then you just come down in the elevator and you'll see the event center, which faces Soledad. So it's easy to find. All it says is event center, and there's a little crown for those of you that are not familiar with geekdom. So I hope to see you tonight. It starts at what time?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. So please arrive early. You want to arrive at least 20-30 minutes earlier so we can get some networking in, talk to you for a little bit.
Good
and
idea.
Then it'll immediately start at 5 o'clock, and it'll probably go pretty quickly, I imagine. So there's a lot to talk about.
We're going to do a Q&A. I'm going to do the questions for Mark, and
Okay.
I'm going to leave time for people to get 2 or 3 really good questions at the end. So
Okay.
he's on a limited schedule, but I just feel flattered that he wants to spend time to come to San Antonio to Geekdom. Okay. So Geekdom, you can also find geekdom.com, and you can find information about how to get to the event center, as well as with you guys.
Wonderful. Yes, and we've already posted that. We've reposted it on our personal pages, on our LinkedIn page, so you can find all the information there. Matt, thank you again for sitting with us. I mean, I know it's quick, but we got a lot of information in.
I'm flattered.
Short period of time.
I'm flattered that you did this. And I look forward to seeing a lot of people tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to see you tonight, and don't forget about all of our upcoming events. We have the Moore Chamber pop-up. We have our council breakfast. We have State of Water. 3 great CEOs that are going to join us. So many different things coming up over the next couple of months. So check out our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and the LinkedIn. Don't forget to connect with us. We'll see you soon on the next session of West Chamber Pop-Up.